news, and now we go to the United States, where day 2 of the Democratic National Convention has drawn to a close, with former President Barack Obama warning it's a tight race with the Republicans and the work is not yet done. His speech followed remarks by former First Lady Michelle Obama and Donald Trump's former press secretary, Stephanie Grisham. From Chicago, Arise international correspondent Faith Orr reports.
He is the headliner among headliners, especially in Chicago. Who else compares to Barack Obama in this city? And he took full advantage of that, telling delegates at the DNC they had a fight on their hands.
I am feeling ready to go. Even if I am the only person stupid enough to speak after Michelle Obama. I am feeling hopeful because this convention has always been pretty good to kids with funny names who believe in a country where anything is possible. Because we have a chance to elect someone who has spent her entire life trying to give people the same chances America gave her. Someone who sees you and hears you and will get up every single day and fight for you. The next president of the United States of America, Kamala Harris.
Former First Lady Michelle Obama also addressed the crowd. If polls are correct, she is one of the most favoured people in the country to hold the office of the President of the United States. But she refuses to do so, instead hoping to wield her influence to help Kamala Harris.
Why would we normalize that type of backward leadership? Doing so only demeans and cheapens our politics. It only serves to further discourage good, big-hearted people from wanting to get involved at all. America, our parents taught us better than that, and we deserve so much better than that. That's why we must do everything in our power to elect 2 of those good, big-hearted people. There is no other choice than Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. No other choice.
It's all about the momentum of this convention. They want to end the week strong and they want to carry that on when Harris is announcing new policies. They want to keep up the enthusiasm that they're hoping to stir up here in Chicago. Earlier in the evening, there was a slightly unexpected twist, with Donald Trump's former press secretary, Stephanie Grisham, addressing the crowd.
I saw him when the cameras were off. Behind closed doors, Trump mocks his supporters. He calls them basement dwellers. On a hospital visit one time when people were dying in the ICU, he was mad that the cameras were not watching him. He has no empathy, no morals, and no fidelity to the truth. He used to tell me, "It doesn't matter what you say, Stephanie. Say it enough and people will believe you." But it does matter. What you says matter, and what you don't say matters. On January 6th, I asked Melania if we could at least tweet that while peaceful protest is the right of every American, there's no place for lawlessness or violence. She replied with one word: no.
As Obama says, the fight for this election isn't over. And if the Democrats want to win, they're going to have to persuade a closely divided country that they're the best option. Faith Orr, Arise News, Chicago. He is the headliner.
Thank you very much, Faith, for that report. Now we have joining us live from Chicago for a recap of the Democratic National Convention Day 2 and what to expect from Day 3, Arise correspondent Adesoa Giwa Osage. Good morning, Adesoa. Now, Adesoa,
Good morning,
All
Aya.
right.
Good morning, everyone in
Excellent.
the studio.
Okay, so Adeso, we're
Yeah.
halfway into the DNC, and there are, are there any notable differences between this convention and the Republican convention?
Oh, definitely. The DNC and the RNC, I would say, are a world apart. You know, someone actually quipped that the DNC is so diverse that you actually have Republicans on stage here, like we just saw in the report that just played. Trump's actually White House press secretary, his former press secretary, Grisham, was on stage here endorsing Kamala Harris for president. What we did not see at the Republican National Conference was a past president, a Republican past president, a Republican past vice president. We did not see a Republican past first lady. Here at the DNC, you see former President Obama on stage. You've seen we have current President Biden who's spoken, and we have former President Bill Clinton coming today. So at the DNC, we have a party coalescing around a candidate. They're showing unity. Trump's White House press secretary, Grisham, who was on stage here, said that she was putting her country before her party. Now, it seems that the Democrats have decided that their country and their party are aligned, and they're working together in a way that the RNC unfortunately did not. The RNC more so looked like a Trump rally. We had Mitt Romney refusing to endorse Trump. Even his former vice president, Pence, has also refused to endorse Trump. So the conventions have been very different.
So the Obama's appearance yesterday was highly anticipated. I saw someone crying while Obama was speaking. Would you say they delivered for Kamala Harris?
Oh, they absolutely delivered. And I'm sure if anyone cried when President Barack Obama was speaking, I'm sure the tears started when the former First Lady Michelle Obama was speaking yesterday, because she absolutely blew it out of the park. This place was the loudest it has been all week when Michelle Obama was on stage. She spoke about the audacity of hope, which is a callback to her husband's book, a callback to Obama's message for hope when he first declared in 2008 to run for president. And what Michelle Obama did is something she does not usually do, where she called out Trump directly for stoking fear. She called him a con, and she called him small. Actually, both Obamas referenced Trump being small or small-minded in very many different ways, which I'm sure will stick to us for a while. It seems that Democratic language when it comes to discussing Trump has shifted. And Michelle Obama also stressed the need for everyone to do something, including those on the left. She said there's no need to wait for a Goldilocks perfect candidate, that there's no need to believe that Kamala Harris would not be allowed to be president of a country like America, but instead people need to focus on doing something. And her call and response shook the whole room. It was actually amazing. I think Michelle Obama blew it out of the park. Former President Barack Obama did deliver exactly what he was supposed to. He honored President Joe Biden, and he's helping pass that torch on to Kamala Harris to make sure that she emerges the next president of the United States.
Okay, so let's look at the roundup for today. And please, Adesola, you can't blame Barack Obama for having a go at Donald Trump. This was the same man that told Obama he wasn't born in America. Obama released his birth certificate. He still said Obama's birth certificate was fake. So you said that to me in the past. Sometimes when they go low, you meet them down there, like Clyburn said. You don't really go high, like Michelle said. So what are we expecting today? And let's talk about the shift in this language. And let's also talk about the fact that even as like yesterday, Harris was still campaigning while the DNC was going on.
Okay, Rufai, how are you doing this morning? I think I only heard the first part of your question there, which is what we are expecting today. And what we are expecting today is another power lineup. We're expecting Nancy Pelosi, the former Speaker of the House. Now, she, the only woman who's ever been elected to an office higher than Nancy Pelosi, is Kamala Harris herself. And Nancy Pelosi has been admittedly alleged that she was the person who helped push President Joe Biden into deciding to step down his ambition to run again for office. So it's going to be very interesting to see Nancy Pelosi on stage. We also have Coach Tim Walz, the vice presidential candidate, taking the stage, officially accepting his nomination. And it's going to be very exciting to see one of the candidates who will be on the ticket on stage today. Now, the star of the show, it's possibly going to be former President Bill Clinton, who in 1996, on this very stage, accepted the nomination to become president, nomination of the Democratic Party to become the president of America. And another highlight of today I'm expecting is probably one of my favorite speakers, who's Pete Buttigieg. He is very quick, very witty, and I think, honestly, the Democrats are showing the depth in their party, the depth of their field, and even amongst their leadership, they're showing a lot of range, from a moderate and to the more left-leaning like Buttigieg. So today is expected to be another exciting lineup here at the DNC.
Well, thank you very much, Adesua, for your report, and look forward to hearing all about Day 3 of the Democratic National Convention.